LaFleur spoke to ESPN Radio in Wisconsin yesterday about the Jordan Love pick and the process in the draft, and Matty LaFleur lied and lied and lied some more. In fact, I would say Matt LaFleur made it worse because he really revealed what transpired in that war room, and I believed it then and I believe it now. Brian Gutekunst acted alone. There was no second shooter when it came to the conspiracy theory on why the hell the Green Bay Packers would trade up for a project quarterback who's not even close to being ready to play in the NFL, as opposed to doing what they should have done, helping Aaron Rodgers, helping a team that played on Championship Sunday last year, and drafting a wide receiver in a legendary draft class. The quotes is truly revealing. LaFleur said it was just one of those situations where there were a couple of guys that were targeted that had previously been picked, and Jordan was the next guy on the board, and we went with the best player at the time. Nah, that's not what transpired. Your general manager traded up for the guy to replace Aaron Rodgers because Brian Gutekunst has an ego the size of Wisconsin. And I believe Matt LaFleur wanted a wide receiver. And look, I believe that Ayuk would have made a ton of sense. Jefferson, Rieger. And I think those guys would have been perfect in LaFleur's mind. Matt LaFleur didn't make this pick. And I think what they should have done, and we first guessed it, they should have stayed where they were in the first round and drafted Michael Pittman. And this was a legendary receiver class. You saw all the big-time receivers go in round one, round two. I mean, the Bengals couldn't wait to gobble up T. Higgins with that first pick in the second round, and it was a great one. You have Frank Reich on a Colts Zoom video that they released after the draft. He thought Michael Pittman was the best receiver in the draft. They got him in round two. And here's what I'd say about Pittman. I said him for Green Bay before the draft started. Listen, he's so ready-made. Comes from USC, the NFL bloodlines with his dad. Great hands, great height, fights for the 50-50 ball. This is a guy who's ready to step in and win. He's going to do just that for Indianapolis. Could you imagine what you think about the Packers and their ability to go to the Super Bowl if you had Michael Pittman on the opposite side here of Devontae Adams? And look, LaFleur needed to say something, right, in his mind, because he still has to coach Aaron Rodgers. And for all the audible conversation last year and, the Rodgers-LaFleur relationship, which, as we said, forever on time to shine, never had a doubt, that was all hot air in the summertime and garbage. They had a great relationship. And Aaron told me as much on my SiriusXM radio show. But now Matt LaFleur has to coach the ball club, coach Aaron Rodgers. He has to somehow make sure that Jordan Love is in a position to be successful behind the scenes because he still has a boss who drafted Jordan Love. Can you imagine being Matt LaFleur? You're coaching the Green Bay Packers, one of the greatest jobs in all of sports as a coach or a manager, and you make the championship game. And you think that you have a great draft coming up, loaded with talent, sweet spot where you pick at the end of round one. You draft a backup project quarterback who, if everything goes right, doesn't see the field for a couple of years. Then around two, you draft a backup plotting running back when you employ Aaron Jones. I mean, this whole thing is so backwards. I actually feel bad for Matt LaFleur. He tried to be a company guy yesterday on the radio. Instead, he got exposed, and so did Brian Gutekunst, because I think Gutekunst absolutely torpedoed the Packers' chances of going to the Super Bowl this season before it even started.